Hey guys, how are y'all doing today? I'm back at it with a top 10 video where I go over my top 10 waifus in JRPGs. Now I know how we all can get when it comes to talking about waifus, so know that this is my list and it can vary vastly from your own. This list will be from my own experience of games I've played and beat, and only one entry per title. There's going to be a little bit of cheating in this list, but I'm sure you'll understand when it comes to them. Anyway, let's get right onto the list. Number 10. Noir from Hyperdimension Neptunia is the Cinderella of the bunch, and she pulls it off about as well as any other Cinderella. With her cute white hair and her goddess form and her black twin tails in her regular form, this cosplay cutie is full of so much embarrassment that it's impossible not to love her. Number 9 is the Mikote mommy herself from the critically acclaimed MMORPG Final Fantasy XIV Online, Isola. She appears on the scene early as a Scion of the Seventh Dawn, and it only gets better from there with her Shadowbringer's outfit that fits her more so stern but caring personality. You won't find anyone in Limsa that doesn't love her aesthetic. Isola adds a mature air to herself and the Scions around her, like a mother looking after her Scion children to make sure they don't get into too much trouble. Don't get on this Mikote's bad side or you'll face Lady Matoya's wrath in full. Number 8 took the stage by storm and changed how a good majority of people look at the Atelier series with Ryza. Rosalind Stout carries herself more so in the tomboy trope that seeks adventure beyond her quiet little island. Her design had fit a more... damn it. She has thighs people like thighs, and her obsession with alchemy shows a hope for her to escape and make something of the talent that she is shown by Empel. Number 7. Do I really need to explain Cynthia? Like, why the Pokemon Goth champion's on the list? To be fair, it's mainly her design and her love of history that I enjoy, and also that damn music every time. Number 6. Tharja from Fire Emblem Awakening came out of nowhere and captured something in Fire Emblem players that hasn't been captured since. She seems like keeps to herself gloomy, dark-haired goth mage. Oh, I guess that is what people like about her. Me personally, I enjoyed her support conversations and how they fleshed out her character, especially with Gaia showing a playful side to her trying to curse him while he himself is unaffected. Number 5 is the first entry that there will be a little bit of cheating because I didn't want to make a whole video on these characters. With a variety of characters from the Legend of Heroes series, I decided to limit it to 2 to 3 characters from each arc that I've played so far. From Erebonia in the Cold Steel series, I've chosen the very responsible teacher Sarah, who acts as a teacher at Thor's military academy and acts as someone to push Reen along the way to deal with the classmates' issues with one another that dragged on for way too long. I'm looking at you, Machias and Eusis. Laura, the honorable knight character. Laura holds herself to a different sense given the honor-bound style that her family upholds in the quaint little town of Legram. Her confidence and willingness to call out her own classmates on their own sorts of BS really helped out her character a lot. Lastly, for the Cold Steel series is the rich Cinderella Elisa Reinford. Like most Cinderella characters, she comes off as harsh due to a misunderstanding at the beginning of the game, but shows a more so cute and caring side later on down the line. Along that, I just love all 3 of these characters' designs. Don't burn me at the stake for not putting Emma on here. I haven't seen that much of her yet, having only beaten Cold Steel 1 and 2. Now for the Crossbell arc. Well, I had thought I would have been an Ellie fan for the whole game. I mean, don't get me wrong, she's the one that I romanced in Azure, but the only other option for me that knocks most of the girls in the Trail series down for me is Risa. Her purple outfit. Ooh boy, 10 out of 10, with the Eastern style from where she came from. I saw her for the first time in Cold Steel 2's ending and didn't know if I would have been as attached to her as the other characters. But I knew whenever she had her conversation with Lloyd at Michelin that there was just something more to her character. Also, seeing her go into a rage after Shirley had attacked the Arc-NCL showed just how much one person can lose it. Though I think that's enough talk of the Trails series in this video. Let's go ahead and move on to the next. Number 4 is the next set of cheating with the Persona series. While the games themselves have an amazing story and combat, they also have a plethora of waifus to choose from, and it's too difficult to pick one. So I'll pick 2 from each entry that I played, being Persona 3, 4, and 5. First, going over Persona 3, I have to pick the rich girl Mitsuru Kirijo, who's the Empress Arcana of the game, and the reason why everyone has a place to go to with these missions in Tartarus for her family's funding, and setting up the dorm for C's. Her stern but caring demeanor made me hit the books so I could wait most of the game to start her social link, while the other also made me wait a majority of the game with the Velvet Room attendant Elizabeth, exuding a curiosity for everything around her, and her ditzy personality before that made her one I was happy to see whenever a new quest would pop up. For Persona 4, before I had the chance to romance who I would deem is the best 2, I had romanced Chie, but I will be choosing one of the following in my next golden playthrough. Naoto, the detective prodigy, and Risa, the idol, added a freshness that the gang really needed. Rise's constant charms on the protag and the bashful side of Naoto made them great waifus for the game, which it had lacked in my opinion. Also, the fact that Naoto won a swimsuit contest without showing up is the greatest thing ever. Lastly, with Persona 5, my initial romance options were between Makoto, who I did romance, and Hifumi, the girl who just wants to be good at shogi. I had looked at 2 other options whenever I had gone through a royal playthrough. I had ended up romancing the new character Kasumi due to her happy, outgoing self down to her depressive bits, which I felt a connection to myself. Anyway, the other one's Tai, the sketchy doctor, because god damn it, I can't handle all these goth characters that are in all these JRPGs. But I'll leave the Persona waifus at number 4 and continue with the list. Number 3. Musashi from Fate Grand Order was without a doubt my favorite servant, having gotten her Summer Berserker form to NP5, and for those who don't know, getting a 5-star servant is a 1% chance, and getting her being 70% of that 1% while she has her rate increased. Initially, I was going to save up for my favorite husbando, Gilgamesh, but I ended up somehow getting 2 copies of Musashi Berserker and 1 10 pull, so I said screw it, let's keep pulling. I love all of the designs for her and can't wait to get to Fate Samurai Remnant, just to see her again. Number 2B. Number 2. Yeah, it's 2B. This character's design had taken the internet by storm and dragged a large number of people to Nier Automata, myself included. I didn't play it until well after because of other games I was playing through at the time, but I'd been told it was an amazing experience and a deep world to go through. I enjoyed what I played of Nier Automata and will likely go back to finish the game and obtain the Platinum Trophy when I do. Now let's sit back, relax, and eat some fish before looking at number 1. Number 1. It's no surprise to anyone that Tifa Lockhart would be here. When Rebirth came out, I decided to play through Persona 3 Reload before going into Rebirth. Shortly after, the internet had exploded from Tifa's Costa del Sol outfit that would make the Italian Senate blush. From her character design to her backstory, she'll be forever a good part of Final Fantasy VII players' top waifus, unless if you're an Aerith fan, but we ain't hating and all waifus deserve love, but I just didn't care for Aerith as much. I am unsure if any other characters will hold a candle to what Tifa has brought, but we'll see with all these great RPGs coming out. But until then, Tifa holds the crown. Thanks everyone for coming by. Let me know who some of your favorites are in the comments, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.